Hello friends, this is the Quarantine Zone. I am so excited about this one. I'm joined by two living legends. Over here we've got Mr. Luisito Quintero, all the way over in New York City, right, Luisito? Oh man, I've lost your sound. Give me 1 second. One more time. Luisito, you're in New York City, yeah?
Yeah, New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And over here, Mr. Robert Mitchell. Robert, where are you?
I'm in Mitcham in Surrey.
Yes. So we definitely have a kind of global collaboration. Luisito is the global part, and me and Robert are
Oh,
taking care of London. So yeah, so much to talk about and lots of questions for you, Luisito.
yeah,
Now, folks, Luisito is in the middle of a recording session right now. So
yeah. I'm sorry, man. This recording, somebody called me yesterday. Actually, I gotta go to California this weekend with the Spanish Harlem Orchestra,
wow.
and this guy he played trombone with Spanish Harlem. Also, he is a regular and producer, and he musical director of Poncho Sanchez.
Wow.
And yeah, and last week we recording two, and he called me. He like how I do it, and he called me again for two more. I say okay, let's do it.
Great. So, what instruments are you recording today? This is one question that I have, and Robert has some questions as well. And when all the percussion players who I'm friends with in London found out that I'm going to talk to you, lots of them sent me some questions. And usually it's
Uh,
about instruments. So, what are you recording today?
Today I recording Latin music, salsa. Every
Okay.
time I recording salsa, I play all the three instruments: conga, bongos, and timbales, and small percussion, maracas, and güiro. I start with congas, later I play bongos, and I have a play timbales because the timbales have a lot of hit. I have the iPad here.
Yeah.
You can see, you see,
Wow. Okay.
and yeah, and the last instrument I play is the timbales.
Okay. And which of these instruments? This is a question from a friend of mine who is a Hungarian Congolero, but I always say he's a Cuban guy trapped inside a Hungarian body because he loves Cuban music so much.
Yeah.
He was wondering, you play so many instruments, which of them brings you the most pleasure or the most, is your true joy of all of these instruments that you play?
I yeah, I enjoy. I start with the timbales.
Mm.
This is my main instrument. The other instrument I play because when I start play percussion, I have my uncle. He's a big percussionist. He play with everybody. He my mentor,
Mm.
and he told me if you want to be a percussionist, you gotta play a little bit everything, and you want to listen all the percussion and the world, but you know why you play. When somebody call you okay, I play, whatever instrument they need me, and I take this, for me, and I grow up, listen, and learn
Mm.
a lot of percussion instrument, where African, Venezuelan, Cuban, Peru, Spain, everything, tabla
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm going to maybe, Robert, I'll let you ask anything you want to Luisito briefly. But just the final thing I wanted to say is when I sent you the track, Luisito, Robert, I think you and I had recorded already, right? We did
Yeah.
I don't know why. Sometimes with these remote recordings, everything's done in the wrong way round. But
Yeah.
yeah, so Robert and I had recorded, and then I sent it to you, Luisito, and I honestly had no idea what was going to come back. And you sent,
Me neither.
yeah, you sent so cajon, maracas, and congas, and it sounds
Conga.
amazing.
And
Yeah,
I use a drum from Venezuela. You see the drum, long drum.
yeah.
This is from Venezuela.
Ah,
That's called Cumaco.
Kumako, amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
use it with the two congas and the
ah,
tumaco.
okay. I didn't look too closely. I assumed that was three congas. Anyway, the groove that you recorded, the groove you recorded is like a freight train. It drives the song like. So let's listen to it in a minute. But Robert, while we've got Luisito, because he's in the middle of the studio, so I guess we should.
Yeah, busy.
Yeah. Do you want to ask him anything?
Yeah, my feed is a little bit jumpy, but hi, Luisito. Such an honor to ask anything and be in in the same virtual room. So
We sound great. By the way.
reading about your incredible family, I just wondered, do you get to play with family, music with the family much? Now or regularly, and there's so many questions, but
Yeah, I can hear you clear. Why you? I'm sorry.
oh, shall I say again? Okay.
Yeah,
Can you hear me clearly now? Oh,
yeah, yeah. That's the part
okay.
of the show. Music, rebirths.
Exactly. Do your family, right? Your amazing musical family. Do you play much music with the family now?
I play more with my cousin Roberto. We have a project together, and he play with my group, Third Element. The Third Element is my Latin jazz fusion group. I recording one album. It's nominated for the
Yeah.
Grammy and the 2015 nominated with
Yeah.
Chico Corea and Paquito Rivera. He played, with me. I play sometime with my uncle Nene. Nene is
Yes.
my teacher. Is my my mentor. Sometimes I bring him to New York to play with different projects.
Uh-huh.
No,
Uh-huh.
yeah. But
Fantastic.
I grew up play with my family. The musical family.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So, Ant, I think you miss it's a godson and uncle
Great.
from the
Yeah.
family, the main.
Yeah.
But
And
everybody play music. My older son,
yeah.
he play drums. He's percussionist. All my family is percussionist, composer, and singer. This is my family.
Yeah.
I grew up.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Amazing. I've got a question, Robert, if you
Sure.
don't. Yeah. So Luisito,
Yeah.
you've played with some of the most amazing drummers to have ever lived. Some of them still alive, and sadly, but not all of them. And I wondered, what's that been like? How do you find it? Are you yourself in all of these contexts? Do you pick different instrumentations? Do you have any favorites? How do you approach? Do you regard yourself as an expansion of the drum kit or another part of the rhythm section, or how do you approach that?
First of all, I play with you say big drummer like Marco Gizmo, Jad de Jonet. I play now with Jad, the new project. Yeah, we have a new project, trio, quartet, and we have a concert in 2 weeks. I play with Steve Gadd.
Yeah.
I play with Vinny Colaiuta.
Paul Simon's band, the Rolling Stones.
Brian play. You know what?
Yeah.
I learned with all of these guys because they're my hero, and I grew up listening all these big legend drummer, and I learned from everybody. But everyone have a different style and groove and everything, and I learned from them. They said I thank you to my uncle, but my uncle say listen, and he give me a CD for listen all of these big guys.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and yeah, and I know where I know where when I play with them, I know where I can, driving,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know,
Cool.
and they, they like my what I doing, and they recommend it with the other guy. That's a good thing.
Yeah. And here you are.
Oh, well,
Here you are with
Yeah.
a very, very successful guy. This is everyone. This is Luisito's WhatsApp picture. Which Grammy is that, Luisito? Do you remember
This
which?
this Grammy is I think this Grammy I don't remember it's Chic or Spanish Harlem.
Cool.
No, I think this is a Spanish Harlem. I think.
Nice.
Oh
mm, mm.
no, I'm sorry, Chic.
Okay.
It's the
Amazing.
Grammy with. Yeah, thank you, man.
I have another question. Just with that, seeing that photo, it's a bit cheeky, but where are all the Grammys stored?
Ah, you know what? I have it with nomination in Latin and the American Grammy. For total, I have maybe 16 or 62 Grammy altogether. I have only
Yeah.
one.
Oh, okay.
Only one. The Chic, I have only one. But the other one, I have a certificate. I have a lot of certificates.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. But
Yeah. Sometimes
everywhere.
the Grammy don't give you to everybody the thing. And
Okay.
and
I
this
thought
time
every
I lucky and I say thank you to God and thank you to Chip that they give me. They said not this all the Grammy I have is important, but for me this for Chip this is more special for me.
Yeah. I guess not to be greedy. My last one is
Ah,
this is Ant said this.
No, it's ours. It's ours.
no. Okay.
The
Okay.
So I just watched the Armando's Rumba from 2019 at the Montreux Jazz Club, I think. Really
Yeah.
small
Yeah,
and
Montreux.
amazing sound. So it's just to ask, was this just that night? Was it developed over a tour, or because I've heard there's so many different versions, and it's very beautiful, the contrasts and the arranging. I can really sense a conversation within the band, these different combinations, and I think it's about 25 minutes, but it just
Yeah.
feels like 5 minutes. I don't,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
information, but it flies. You want it to carry on, like the audience. They didn't want to finish. So
Yeah.
anyway, long
The thing
question.
about, the thing about Chick, every time we play that tune, it's different. Nothing,
Yeah.
The body is but when you play the body, everything go to the sprosh, because the Chick like different, and he give you to the tune, what you feeling, and he like it
Right.
to feel everybody play, together and enjoying the tune.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
then the dance. The dance
Yeah,
the
and
towards
dance.
the
Yeah.
So-
Hey, well, chaps,
dimensions. Yeah, amazing. Thank you.
let's play this video. I'm so grateful to you both for recording this and carving out some time to hang out with us. Thanks everyone who's watching on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Send some questions for these fine chaps, and we'll see if we can relay the questions to them. But yeah, let's go to this video. Now, I just realized you can see my Christmas tree because I think when I recorded it was last Christmas. It was nearly a year ago. Anyway, so, well, good things sometimes take time. So here's the video. I hope you like it, folks. Me, Mr. Luisito Quintero, Mr. Robert Mitchell, legends. Here you go.
Enjoying.
Yeah, beautiful playing, guys. Beautiful comping, Robert. Beautiful playing, Luisito.
Nice T-shirt. Ah, who's this?
Hey, man. Luisito, I can't hear you, man. I can't hear you, Luisito. Let me, I should be able to hear you. Should be able to hear you. That's a shame. I can hear you, Robert. Yeah, maybe he'll rejoin. Yeah, Robert, beautiful comping, man. And you did a couple of my favorite things that you do. These two-handed, these big, beautiful two-handed things. It's so sick.
You don't want to go one-handed, because that will be another 2 hours of you. Although you can, whatever time is there for it, I'll go. But
yeah, are you there, Luisito? Can you hear us? Oh, well, in that
reset and you join.
Reset. You know what? I can't do that because that'll shut down the stream. But
no, but for Luisito, I think he tried.
I think he just tried that. Luisito, man, thank you so much, man. And I guess if we can't hear you, have a good recording session. And yeah, Robert, let's catch up, man. But Luisito, you're free to go whenever you want. You can record loads more beautiful music. See you soon, man. I'm going to send you some more music soon. I'll be in touch. Thank you. See you.
That way. Oh.
Yeah.
Nice feedback coming in.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Really appreciate that. Yeah, Robert. It was so long ago that we did that. It's really nice.
I've forgotten. Just the beginning was, yes, of course.
This thing.
Was not intentional, but it's got what a crazy time. So there is that, and it's carrying on. And then
how have you been?
I've just been very lucky to get some rather special and varied teaching things happening.
Yeah.
So Guildhall asked me, I said yes, and Leeds, I went to do the more traditional route of the interview and the whole panel thing, and
wow.
Yeah, so that worked as well. And been there nearly a term, and Guildhall sort of a year and a term, in the mix of trying to get what has now been completed, this duo album with wonderful Shirley Smart on cello, which was left in the can for a year because no idea what is going on, and suddenly remembered, we need to get this we need to get this finished and done. And that was mixed remotely, so we weren't even all together to do that. It's all this period is so much is up in the air. But I've got a cannot compete with Luisito, but a few Grammy winners and nominated folk on the debut for True Think, my band, which has been in the making for too long as well. So sometime very soon we're going to be really starting to chip away at that, in terms of mixing. So it's a sort of slow and different re-emergence into something we don't know yet fully, do we? So it's that, and
shifting
but just glad to be more than occupied, and writing some things. I'm lucky to get a couple of commissions from London Sinfonietta, and
wow.
It was a Jazz South one, smaller things, but it's a real honor to just be for such great reasons as well. One turned into a left-hand only piece, which wonderful, amazing pianist Yuki Negishi, who's went to Junior Juilliard, has recorded it for an album next year. I'm about to do some liner notes for her for this whole album, which has some great classical mix. So, do you know of amazing composer Kapustin, who I think is Nikolai, who passed not that long ago? Incredible, huge jazz influence, really to the point where are you improvising? This is ridiculous. How come I've never heard of you before? And that's in the mix. Some Bill Evans and some different things on her album. So it's an honor to not only to have it played, but to have it recorded beyond its initial life as a commission. And
well, Robert, I think you deserve every success, man. Because despite the fact that you're an educator, you know, at these really highly regarded establishments, a busy
Ow.
sideman, a father, and
Yep.
you know you still manage to just create, and sometimes it's creating for creativity's sake. Like yesterday, you
Yep.
post this beautiful left hand piece. You know, you're just so devoted to I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but you're so
No, no, no.
devoted to the art form.
What
You
I hear.
just do it. And people talk a lot, and, you know, there are important discussions that need to be had, but sometimes there's a time for knuckling down and getting on with the music. And you do that
Yeah.
so much. How do you find the time? How do you balance all these things? Don't you sleep or what?
In waves. Sometimes, yep, you feel on top, and others. So, there's a huge list just looking at me, laughing at me, because it thinks I'll never get to the end. So there's it goes in waves, but that's the, if you can see that,
Yeah.
that's like the beginning of that piece.
Ah,
Um,
goes
me
up
see.
into
So Mom,
the treble clef then, at times.
yeah. I've got to do this in opposite direction to what I'm thinking, I guess. So you see, you know, Monpoo was introduced to me by a chat with Byron Wallen years ago, because I've been playing this a while. It's like one off the Left Hand Only album, The Glimpse I did for Whirlwind, and there's a lot of leftover thinking and questions, and I've got another album's worth of, you know, that's just originals outside of the commissions and other pieces to kind of look at. I'm gonna do this very soon, because I've, in my collection of Monpoo stuff, I just found this is a little variation from it's on a Chopin Waltz. This is also left hand only, in spite of what it looks like.
Wow.
He was he was a special, really shy, but very talented, incredible harmonicist, and had this whole thing where he recognized like the inner sounds, the inner, you know, overtone kind of breakdown of church bells. He had a few
Wow.
what he called metallic chords.
Can you play one?
I don't know if I can. Let me see. Yeah. So, big Monpoo advert, right? This is
Yeah.
amazing. Oh, come on. Here we go. I'm trying to work out which way
no.
to go.
Over
That way.
the other way.
way.
Cover your face. Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Goodness me. Right, there we go. That's too fast. That way.
There we go.
And I've got a delay as well, so it's hard, right?
Yes, yeah. Well, you nailed it. We got that.
Where is it? Oh, come on.
Robert, you
It's
always
fine.
tell me about such amazing and fascinating pianists. I remember on the last stream that we did, you were telling me all about Leon Fleischer, who's an incredible
Same
artist
thing.
as well.
Big, you know, right, the same subject matter. While I look, it's because he had in the family, I think on the grandma's side or something, like they had a bell foundry. So he was brought up with these sounds, right, in old Catalan region. So this would have been later, sort of 19th century, and as a I can't find it, as a whole world of time and speed and everything that's changed through the 20th century. You know, bits of this book refer to this kind of, you know, our whole thinking of hearing sounds like that, which signify time, has vastly changed. You know, because it seems with everything, you know, a clock on every device. When you hear a bleep, it is to the absolute second, you know, regulated by the whichever atomic clock they take all their time from. Whereas, you know, in those days, you'd hear the sounds not as often. They're tuneful and they mean something. So it's not just a time of day. It's like, it's a marriage. It's a this. It's a that. There's a different rhythm. You know. So all of that is evoked. You know, when you see something with like no bar lines.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Oh yeah, you didn't notice.
No.
So
I didn't notice.
So structured.
Yeah, and no time signature, just flow.
Yes, immediately you're in this other space, and that's just from the page. And I mean, he recorded as well when he was very late in his life.
Sorry, just
very elder.
in case people aren't exactly sure, I don't think we explicitly said his name.
Yeah.
We're talking about Federico Mompu.
Yeah.
Right.
Who Ant's kindly kind of linked to. I don't know if you reposted. I can't remember, but I just put up on Instagram.
We're going to play it in a minute.
Version.
We're going to play
Okay,
it at
fine.
the end. It's going to be great.
But I've been doing it for a while, you know, a number of gigs, did a solo tour in 2013, been playing it, you know, for years, sort of on and off, as a direct, you know, opposite from free improv, you know, which is right now in the moment with where you are now. And this is like, okay, I'm taking time to really feel the inner life of this tune, because it's brought a lot of pleasure, a lot of intrigue in gigs over the years, and a lot of conversation, and anything, you know, to help, you know, his name along, because I don't think he got quite enough in his lifetime, more than some, you know, even more deserving. But I still think, given his output, there should have been way more, you know, reverence, you know, for him while he was still here. And the whole left hand only thing anyway, which I think both in itself and for improvisers is just something where, by having those strict limits, you come out with an expanded vision, you know, of what is possible with less, and what you can then use, you know, especially if you apply this to both hands.
Yes.
to have an expanded more in a way, you know, because you've spent time really covering, you know, a large range of tonal possibility, and it pushes you in that area of really getting more distinct and detailed with voices and balancing foreground, midground, background, different, you know, wherever the challenge is, you know, in a piece, all from the one hand. Not only that, all from a perspective where, especially if you are I think more so right-handed. I mean, I'm left-handed too, so there's that.
Okay.
But it's like it's the side of the hemispheres that hasn't gone through, for example, being instructed in school. You know, so when you do that, you hear the thing and you write it down with the right hand. So there's a certain type of connection for years. You know, and even in music, in a way, for the piano especially, you may be spending a certain type of consciousness with the right hand for certain details in certain pieces, and when that is also not being, you know, dealt with, it's not just playing left hand, it's not just improvising left hand, it's like it's a whole part of your being that may not have had, you know, it's being put in the front of the stage, you know. You may not know. In fact, I was watching the Keith Jarrett The Art of Improvisation, which I hadn't seen properly all the way. There's a horrific shredded version, you know, online, which is awful in 10 parts, and it's all edited wrong. So happy BBC4 put this on, and to hear him again, which is part of my inspiration in getting into this in you know, about 2009 in a little way, was his recovery from that illness in the 90s, and I know he's been through more, you know, recently, and you know, what can you say in terms of his contribution? It's just, there will be recordings coming up for the next century, right? We haven't heard, but he mentioned that he when he came back to playing solo, he was giving his left hand more of the limelight, and it was literally like it was instructing him in a different way because of giving that forward, you know, spotlight to that side of your consciousness, of your musicality, of what it just being led that way, led him to different areas, you know, for someone who had traveled so far in his, you know, creative quests, through the, you know, through music and through the range of what the piano kind of can do, especially in those situations. So it's, yes, it was very painful at first, you know, so imagine, you know, and, you know, the next time, you in terms of maybe hammering the frets with one hand, just getting everything a full, you know, experience. What that feels like to just go from letter A to B to C in that, just to string 2 bars together, and you're feeling, oh, okay, right. So it's that, but that at the beginning for me took like 2 weeks. You know, you're literally there going, does my left-handedness mean anything? I thought I might have a little more, but no, it's because it's not just that. It is that side which is there.
Yeah.
It's just you've got pathways of not being called upon to do all of this
Wow.
necessarily. You know, unless you're. So it's deep. It is. It's more than the sound and organizing this. It's literally like, you know, is it Shakespeare? So like, we are multitudes, or wherever the phrase comes. It's that. It's like it's another side of yourself.
Yeah.
That is stepping forward. That's maybe always or more often been subservient, or you know, the accompanist or the harmonicist or the this or the that. It's like no, you can speak now with and we will. You can also dress how you are speaking and make the story and the narrative. All of that is yours. So it's a lot to balance. Hence my fascination, and I'm still very much, you know, student of it, because the years spent compared to the previous, whatever it is for me, decades of playing are still, you know, way
lopsided. Yeah.
So it's all, you know.
Yeah, well, friends, Robert has very kindly allowed me to play one of his videos of an entire piece, a beautiful piece. So we're going to close out the stream shortly with that. But yeah, I guess, Robert, all that remains for me to do is to ask: is there anything that you need to plug? You sadly had the headline Ronnie Scott's. That gig got COVIDed. Has that been rescheduled yet, or?
No, we're still waiting. It's close. So we're gonna ask to hang in there. But in the meantime, we do have a show on 11th of December. That's at the Living Room, 91 Living Room. It's right by the Truman Brewery in East London, and that is okay.
Yes, with Shirley.
That's the duo with Shirley Smart. Sorry.
Yeah.
Does that help a little bit?
Yeah.
Amazing art by Walt
Beautiful
Shaw,
colours.
and it's on the Discus label.
Yeah.
Discus label with Martin Archer. Has been so amazing in getting that produced so quickly. So we're playing on next Monday, the 6th of December at City University, where I went as a student, and also with Shirley.
Oh yes. Tim Maple. Tim Maple says hello. By the way, so. Hi,
hello, Tim.
Yeah.
long time. But very nice if you can be around. I know I'll try and hook up on Facebook, and then we're launching next month, the 20th, at the Vortex, next 20th of January for the official sort of launch. So I don't think we've even posted that cover online, so it's quite
wow. Well,
quite.
You're very lucky, viewers.
All to come. And what I should also say is to keep your eyes peeled, because I've done a radio project thing, which I can't say yet, but it will be early next year for a few weeks, and partly coming out on a very well-known UK radio station that plays jazz. So look, I haven't given the whole, but because it was so lovely to do, and I really wish I could, but it's going to be literally days away until I can probably just post away. So I've got to wait until they say. But it's a fantastic thing.
I'm excited to hear it, man. Yeah, I will definitely.
Anyway, that's it.
Great. So,
thanks.
Thanks so much, Robert. And folks, enjoy this beautiful piece by Federico Monpu. Just before I go, very quick plug. Saturday, the 11th of December, I'm going to be at the Vortex with my brothers Richard Harold and Richard Cass. We don't play in London very often, and we got some new music, which you have no idea, it takes so long for me to practice and learn these parts. So please come down and make it all worthwhile. Listen to it. Also, Robert and I recorded another track for the last stream we did, which featured my friend Adam Kovac. I'm just going to play about 10 seconds of it now so people can just maybe remember it. The song's called Entanglement. So go and check that out on YouTube. It's this one. Man, I kind of wish Luisito was here to see that. I think he would have really liked it. He would have loved all the textures and orchestration.
Yeah.
Anyway,
amazing.
Robert,
honor to meet as well. So,
man, Honor to meet you. This must be what it's been like dating over the pandemic. I'm yet to actually meet Robert properly in person, but man, yeah, I'm so grateful to you both for bringing your musicianship and evening. Thanks to everyone for watching. Enjoy this amazing performance from Robert right here. Federico Monpu, left hand.
Thanks, Dan. Take care.
Bye, folks.
Thank you.